Okay, I will re-invite the Circle of Love Quartet to give us the Song of the Republic.
And the Circle of Love Quartet, which performed earlier on, are just about to get ready to do the Song of the Republic. And the Song of the Republic happens to be the song that brought second in the national anthem competition in Guyana in the year 1966. This was a competition that was open for Guyanese and other nationals, and the Song of the Republic was the one that placed second to the Dear Land of Guyana, of course, which was written by Reverend Luca. So let's listen.
Must peaks of part to guarantee lush lands. Your children pledge each faithful Lord to guard Guyana's lands, to foil the shock of rule invaders who violate our earth, to cherish and defend forever the state that gave them birth. We'll forge a nation's mighty soul, construct a nation's flame. Freedom or everlasting goal, courage and shrewd our aim, unyielding in the quest for peace, like ancient heroes brave, to strive and never cease, with strength beyond the slave. Guyana climbed the glorious perch to fame, prosperity. Join in the universal search for worldwide comity. Your people whatsoever breathe, their reward quality, with one form never changing creed. The nation's unity.
Song of the Republic, sung once again as we prepare to listen to the message or the charge by Mr. David Granger. You're watching the launch of the
We have
AFC
come to the
APNU
high point of today's
campaign here
event,
at the Pegasus Hotel. Let's go back to
and
the podium.
that is the charge. I wish to introduce the person who will do the charge today. A soldier, journalist, historian, political leader, Mr. David Arthur Granger, has lived a life of service to Guyana. In uniform, he rose to the rank of brigadier and commander of the Guyana Defense Force. His work as a historian, editor, and publisher saw him chronicling the living history of our time. as a politician, his commitment to the creation of a government of national unity, determination, and fortitude. David Granger now stands as the leader of this formidable movement that will bring much needed change to our beloved country, Guyana. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as we welcome Guyana's next president, David Arthur Granger.
Rousing round of applause for Mr. David Granger, who is the leader of this partnership, and he'll be giving the charge.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson, from the Upper Mazaruni, Don Hastings. Prime Ministerial Candidate Moses Nagamutu and Mrs. Nagamutu, members of the Alliance for Change and Partnership for National Unity, ladies and gentlemen of the media, members of the Diplomatic Corps, fellow Guyanese. It is my honor to bring a message of national unity and democratic renewal to you today at the start of this very important campaign to win the 2015 general and regional elections. I'm grateful to the representatives of Partnership for National Unity and the Alliance for Change for toiling for several weeks to hammer out the Cummingsburg Accord and for selecting me as their presidential candidate.
Hello?
We shall together lead the majority of citizens who struggle daily against disunity and against a dictatorial government, and who seek a good life in the land of their birth. We are one nation. We are assured that in the campaign ahead, the overwhelming majority of Guyanese, young and old, rich and poor, women and men in all 10 administrative regions and in the diaspora want to win. They want to improve their quality of life and to remove the oppressive, undemocratic, and anti-working class People's Progressive Party from government. We are one nation. That is why we agreed on the 14th of February in the Cummingsburg Accord to combine our energy and our resources to achieve the goal of national unity. Our singular mission is one of service, is one of solidarity, and is one of national salvation. We wrestle against a presidency that has damaged our republic by the denial of democracy. We wrestle against a presidency which for the last 7 months paralyzed the parliament by the promulgation of an obnoxious prorogation order. We wrestle against a party which for the last 18 years has prevented the holding of local government elections. We wrestle against a PPP that daily is inflicting damage on our university, our teachers training college, our schools. We wrestle against a party that is failing our young people and driving talented citizens to migrate to other countries. We wrestle against crime, against corruption, and against cronyism. Indeed, it is written in the Holy Bible, and I quote, "We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers, against the rulers of the darkness of the world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." We have come together because the nation is at breaking point. Guyanese have been fatigued by 2 decades of fickle promises, of fatuous platitudes, of failed projects. Our young people demand jobs, not jails, not drop-in centers, jobs. Our women and children demand safety at home, not safe houses, safe homes. Our fishermen and miners demand protection from pirates and bandits. Our paddy farmers and businessmen demand fairness. and our hinterland regions demand development, not gifts, not goodies, not grants, but development. The People's Progressive Party has dragged us to the very pit of Human Development Index. The record rates of arson, of armed robbery, of murders, of suicides, road fatalities, illiteracy, unemployment, trafficking in persons, and trafficking in narcotics have made our country into a pariah state in this hemisphere. Happy people do not kill themselves. Happy people do not kill their wives. Happy people do not kill one another. Guyana is an unhappy country. The PPP, worst of all, has divided our nation. It offers favors to its favorites, but it inflicts unbearable burdens on the masses of housewives, public servants, working people, paddy farmers, fisher folk, and students. We are one nation, and that is why we see the way forward through the establishment of a government of national unity, one that serves every citizen, not just a chosen few, one that serves all of our regions, hinterland and the coastland. The APNU AFC coalition is the boldest step taken in 6 decades of our political history. A step to replace political hostility with unity, to replace confrontation with cooperation, to replace dictatorship with democracy. APNU AFC coalition has chosen hope over despair and faith over fear. The APNU AFC coalition will give Guyanese an education system that will produce citizens of quality who will be happy to remain here at home to build our great, beautiful country. We shall create employment opportunities in science, in technology, in engineering, in mining, agro-processing, and the arts to provide jobs and promote economic growth. We shall create an empowerment policy that regularly renews local democracy by ensuring that local government elections are held every 36 months, as stipulated by our Constitution, so that our villages, towns, and neighborhoods are well governed. We shall ensure that there is an energy policy that utilizes our wind, our water, and solar power to provide cheap, renewable electricity to all Guyanese in urban, rural, and riverine and hinterland communities. We shall provide an enterprise and economic development policy that provides a level playing field for local entrepreneurs and foreign investments and our huge diaspora to enable them to develop our resources. We shall provide a special social, cultural policy that will harness and develop the creative energies of our people, that will support the holistic development of our athletes and our youth. We shall provide a security policy that safeguards our citizens and our territory, allowing Guyanese to feel safe as they go about their daily lives. We shall provide an information and communications technology policy that will extend access to the information superhighway, support the development of our country, and especially provide education to our young people. We are one nation. Our APNU AFC coalition will lead this nation into the celebration on the 26th of May next year, 14 months away, as we observe the 50th anniversary of our independence. Our parents and foreparents came from different continents of Earth, from here in the Americas, from Africa, from Asia, and from Europe, to labor for a good life. We are their heirs. We shall not deny their descendants the fruits of their labor. We shall not allow a few greedy men and women to steal their legacy or to sell their birthright. We shall not allow the PPP to squander our inheritance. We shall not surrender our God-given right to live in the best, biggest, and most beautiful country in the Caribbean, Guyana. Guyana is ours. We are one nation. We assure you today that the Cummingsburg Accord is not a crass, short-term, office-sharing bargain. It is a visionary initiative. It will ensure a real government of national unity, not a bogus civic alliance. It will ensure that our multi-ethnic, multicultural society provides a place for all citizens to prosper. It will ensure that all Guyanese, regardless of their gender, geographic location, class, creed, or ethnic origin, enjoy a good life. It will ensure that the creation of an environment that is free from the ravages of poverty and discrimination, and from the scourge of criminal violence, epidemic disease, and ignorance. It will ensure that information and communication technology are extended to all the corners of our country. The Cummingsburg Accord, therefore, is actually a public covenant. It is a social contract, a contract between the combined majority in APNU and AFC and the people of this country to create a just society, a stable political environment with a prosperous economy. Our covenant is a commitment to change the political culture of this country, and to change the way we see ourselves and we see each other. It is a fresh new way of looking at this great land that God has given us. Life in Guyana must not be a nightmare for the next generation. Neither must it be an idle dream. I see children embarking on a bus in Crabwood Creek on the Currentine River, but being able to drive on our highways all the way to Sand Creek on the Rupununi River. I see children getting close enough to observe the world's greatest anteater. I see children observing the world's largest eagle, the world's largest freshwater fish, the world's largest river otter, the world's largest rodent, the world's largest river turtle, South America's largest cat, largest snake, right here in Guyana. This is our inheritance, this is our legacy. Our children must benefit. This whole country belongs to them, not a little cabal. The backward PPP administration is too blind to see the beauty of this country. It is deaf to the cries of our people. The PPP refuses to invest in the infrastructure of highways and bridges that would integrate our people and our regions, that would promote social cohesion and foster economic growth. We are one nation. We shall have endured, by the 11th of May, over 22 and a half years of PPP corruption and incompetence. We've experienced the erosion of our quality of life, the corrosion of our values and institutions, particularly the most prized institution, our National Assembly, where the representatives of the majority of people should be debating the destiny of this country. We have witnessed how political empowerment at the national, regional, and local levels has been damaged, how the environment has been mutilated, how individual equality for the young and social protection for the aged have been diminished. We have witnessed how public health care and human safety have been degraded. We are one nation. We are already more than two parties, but we have become a national movement. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. The momentum of the coalition has generated a movement that is a people's movement, a movement of people who are satisfied that their desire for change will be realized through the APNU AFC coalition. United, we stand the best chance to fulfill our destiny. Divided, we fall prey to the PPP's divisive tactics, tactics which could allow the PPP to return to office. Life in Guyana if that happens, could even be more nasty, more brutish for the majority. The truth is that the nation is weary. We are fed up with the PPP. We are fed up with its winner-takes-all strategy. We are fed up with the PPP holding on to power at any cost. We are fed up with the PPP's divide and rule tactics that foment hatred and foster hostility. We are fed up with the one-size-fits-all village policy that impoverishes our countryside and our hinterland. We are one nation, and we declare today that the APNU AFC coalition will adopt a unified approach and bring an end to cronyism at high levels that has drained our financial resources and is blocking our development. We will bring an end to crime that is bleeding the lives and bodies of our women and children, scarring our residents and citizens and scaring away investors. We will bring an end to corruption in the law enforcement and regulatory agencies, in the mining and forestry sectors. We will bring an end to constitutional abuse by the President, by his cabinet, and by the executive branch of government. APNU AFC coalition will change Guyana forever. I'm happy today to have at my side my current team colleague from Wim Village, Moses Nagamutu, a committed campaigner who cares about the conditions under which ordinary people live and work. I'm honored to have the support of my colleagues in APNU and AFC, who up to last Saturday represented 175,000 voters. We have collaborated over the last 3 years in the National Assembly. We were together when we elected an AFC nominee as Speaker. We were together when we worked towards making government more transparent. We were together when we demanded a reduction of oppressive taxation. We were together when we disapproved of wasteful expenditure in the annual budgets in 2012, 2013, and 2014. We were together when we adopted a concerted approach to the passage of enabling legislation for anti-money laundering and countering the financing of terrorism, legislation for the establishment of a public procurement commission, legislation for the conduct of local government elections by the 1st of August 2014. We were together when we passed a motion of no confidence in this arrogant administration. We were together when we passed resolutions calling for investigations into trafficking in persons, into the deaths of Amerindian children from gastroenteritis, into the deaths on the rivers of our country, and much more. APNU and AFC have worked together for 3 years. This collaboration is not new, and we shall continue to work together. For the good of the people of this country. We are one nation. The future beckons. We assure all Guyanese, but most of all, our women, our youths, and our children, that we will work to ensure that you all have a good life. We are one nation, and we shall celebrate our 50th anniversary of independence in May 2016, 14 months from now. And I assure you that we shall all be able to look back at what happens today and what happened on the 14th of February with satisfaction, because we would have restored dignity to our nation. Today, I close by wishing you, particularly our Chinese citizens, including Sandra, who early this morning helped me to type this script. A prosperous year of the sheep, Happy Year of the Sheep, Sandra. To our Hindus, a happy Holi, which we'll be celebrating in a few days' time. To Christians, a blessed Lenten season. And to all of you, I wish you God's richest blessings. Thank you.
Campaign kickoff, media campaign kickoff for the